You're welcome to my class once again today. We are still on object-oriented programming. That is the season 3 of Learning Python. And I hope you've watched the previous two classes on season 3. Okay? So, still on OOP, object-oriented programming. Now, today we are going to actually see how we write a class, and then we create a method inside the class, an attribute, and then we are going to what? Create an object of the class. Okay? All right. If you look at the scripture, it said, let us make man in our own image. Then he created them male and female. Then later it formed the man and breathed into the man. Okay? Now we are going to use that concept to actually write this program today. All right. So the first thing we are going to do is to what? To create a class. I told you a class is actually an embodiment of method and what? Attribute. So invariably you can say the soul of the man is what? The class. That is what we want to look at. So here I will say class, right? You will use the keyword class when you want to declare a class. So class, and like I said, let us make man in our own image. Now, in our image is a higher class, so we are not going to look at that. We'll look at that later. But man is another class. He created them male and female. So the male and the female are also inside the class, right? Then he gave name to them. But let's take it bit by bit. Let's say we create a class, man. We'll call it the class man, right? And then we'll put this in front. Class man. Then we'll come in here and we'll say define. We want to define a function. I will explain to you. Double underscore init, double underscore. Then we'll put this here. I'll put self, right? Let me add name to it because I'm going to supply a name to the first object that I will create. Then you close it. Okay. Now, this is class man. The name of the class is man, right? Now, I'm going to initialize this class, the object of the class. Now, why do I have this self here? Now, this self is the first attribute that this method, this is a method. You know, I told you that a method is like a function. So that's why I'm using the keyword def. So why do we have this? What does this mean? This is the full as initialize, right? This is it, a short form of what? Initialize. So initialize simply means we are going to use this method to give values to this and this, right? We are going to use this method to give value to this and this. So what is this? I gave you an example of if you want to build a house, you have to first and foremost design the architectural, the architectural design, the blueprint, and then you give it to the engineer to build the house. What is the first thing that the engineer will do? The engineer will build the foundation of the house. Every other thing will be on that foundation. So that foundation is this. So the foundation of this class that all the objects will be standing on is this. Now, why do we have this attribute as self? Let's take, for example, when you go to the bank, right, to deposit money into your own account, and the teller gives you the form to fill. You know, they will ask you account name. You will write your name. Then depositor. Since it is still you that is going to deposit the money, you simply write there self. Most of us do that, self. So the teller will understand that the owner of this account is the person depositing the money, right? Okay. So we are using this concept, self. This self is referencing the object of the class that will be created, right? So what is this class? Like a template. A class is like a template. Now, every object that will be created from that prototype or from that template right? This method will be referencing it in order to give it a name. So it's expecting two attributes, self and name. And then you will go in. When you go in, you are now going to call self dot name, assign name to it. All right, so this is it. So you can see I am now saying self dot name, then, which is what? The name. I'm assigning the name to it. So this is my own name. This is simply saying that this is an object from the class deity. So this is my surname, this is me. So I am an object of this class. So object, right? Class. Now inside this class are behaviors in which I am going to implement. I am never going to implement anything outside of what is inside this class. So when a man and a woman get married, right? Then they have kids. This person, which is coming from one family, right? This person is coming from another family. This person has behaviors in the family where she's coming from. This man has behaviors in the family where he is coming from. So combining this again will create another form of behaviors in which this child is going to implement. So it continues to expand like that and like that and like that. So this child will actually have a method from here and from here inside this child. So that becomes the expansion. That is the concept of object-oriented. So now I have declared the class. I've created the first method, which is like the foundation used to initialize the object. So this is done. Now I want to create the object from this class. So here I can say Adam. Let's just give it the object that I want to create. This is the object. Now assign. So what do? I'm going to call this man. What I'm simply saying is that this object is created for this class, man, right? That is what I'm simply saying. So Adam, man. Then here I am going to supply what? Because it's expecting just this parameter, which is what? Name. So I'm going to give this name to it. I could have called it any other thing. I could have called it first man, but that is debatable anyway. So I'll just leave it at that. So you can see that I'm calling this Adam a small name, small letter A. Why the name is what? Capital letter A, right? So what that simply means is that this is the object that I'm creating from this class. So this is the instance of this class. Without this instance, you cannot have any business with this. So you can only access this through this guy. Now, what is going to happen? Because I'm saying that I want to create this object from this class, this man, right, will be given to this. Sorry. This will be given to this. This Adam will be given to this. And this name will be given to this. Right? So this name will now go in. And this one will now become man.name assign Adam. So this Adam, the name of this Adam is what? Adam. That is simply what is going to happen. So if I now want to call the name, all I simply need to do, now I have created the class, I have created the object, I want to call the name. So to call the name, I will simply say Adam, which is this, dot what? This Adam dot name, which is this attribute, right? This will give me Adam. This will give me this. But you won't see it on the screen unless I say print this. So I will supply whatever this return to my print function. And then you will see it on the screen as what? Adam. So I have created the class. I have created the first method inside the class, and then expecting two attributes, which is self and name. And then I'm assigning the name to it. Then I created the object of the class, and then give this name to it. Then I'm calling uh, that object, and I'm giving it to my print function to supply for me on the screen. So it's going to produce Adam for me. So class has been created. Object has been created. We have seen one method, which is the default method, a very important method to initialize this object. And then we have also seen attribute, right? So these are the four concepts that we are using to what? To define this object-oriented program. So all we are simply going to be doing is keep expanding. We're just going to be expanding. And we're just going to come here. We're just going to keep adding to this class. And this object is simply going to be implementing whatever it is that we are adding. We are going to be seeing many behaviors being added, right? So that is what I have to show you or demonstrate to you in this class. So let's go to the PyCharm. Let's just run this on the PyCharm, and then you will see the output. These are PyCharm. So now let me just create new. So say object oriented programming .py, right? All right, okay. So now we are just going to just quickly write that little program that we demonstrated on the board. So class man and then colon. So here we say def double underscore initialization double underscore, and then you see it's already showing you self, but I'm also going to supply another parameter called name. All right, then I will go in and I will say self referencing that object. So I'm referencing the object self name, assign that name that I'm going to call to it. So this is it. So my class is created. My class is created. Now I'm just going to, this is the class. So the class is created, and then I have this initialization method, which is the constructor that I'm going to use to create the object of this class. So I said Adam, that is the object. I can use anything there. I can use object, right? Adam. Then I will say man, meaning I want to create this object in this class. So this object is for this class. Then, since I'm expecting just one parameter, because this Adam will be assigned to self, so I'm just expecting one parameter, which is what? Name. So I will supply Adam to it, and that is it. So then I'll come here now and call the name of access the name of this object. So that will simply be Adam.name. But I will have to supply it to my print function so that I will see it on the screen. Print. So this is it. Now when I execute this Adam will be assigned to name and then assigned to this. So this self will be Adam. This Adam will be assigned to self. So Adam's name, this is like saying Adam's name is what? Is Adam. I can even change this place to object. Object. I'll say created object. Right? Created object. Now created object. So man, this created object is for this class. And then what will be the name? Adam. So I will now come here and say created object. So what is the created object? So what is the created object's name? Right? That's what I'm simply saying. Created object.name. And what will it give me? To give me what? Adam. So when I execute it, see, to print out Adam. That is it. So that is just what I want to show you. A class has been created. An object of that class is created. And then I'm asking for the name of that object. So this is the value that is assigned to this attribute. which is what? The experiences you will see on the outside. So this person has been created. So in the next class now, I'm just going to keep enlarging this class, and then you'll be seeing the implementation of the various objects of this class. That is just what I will do. So let's stop here for today. You've seen the creation of a class, definition of the first method. This is by default, because without this method, you cannot create the object. Meaning, if you don't have a foundation, you cannot build the house, right? So every house must be built on the foundation. So this init method is like the foundation of the house, right? So in creating an object, this is the created object, and this is the name assigned to it. So I can create as many objects as possible. If I come here and I say created object 2, right? And then I say man, then I supply it another name, if I call this again, if I paste it here, and I say created object 2, right? What will it give me? It will print one, Adam, and the other one, if. See, Adam, if. Meaning I've created another object of this class. So this family now have 2 children. The first one is Adam, the second one is Eve. So, and I'm looking for their name by calling their names like this. So it will be Adam and Eve, right? That is what I want to show you in this class. So if you like this video, do not forget to click on the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not, and don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page if you have not done so. So see you in the next class. Bye-bye.